Okay guys, in this episode we're going to go ahead and finish up the energy core, get the energy inputs for it, and then we're going to look over some Botania and a little bit of the Draconic infusion. Hi guys, welcome back to episode 18. Last episode we were going over getting the power set up for the Draconic core energy, and as you can see right now I'm just monitoring what's going in. The petrified generator that we have set up with the chickens, I've doubled the amount of chickens coming into it, and as you can see we get about 46,000 kilo RF per second, and that's really pretty good. And this is just being done passively, so we can fill up this energy core. And one thing that I wasn't sure, and just because I kind of derped, is to set up these energy pylons, how to do that. So if we go back and look at the book, look at the energy pylons. So they're used to insert and extract energy from the core. To set up one of them, simply place it within 16 blocks of the core, place a block of glass either above, depending on the Y position relative to the core. So you need to make sure that you're positioning it horizontal with the Y core. And then if we look at the setups, you can see when you place the glass in the core or the pylon, you'll get this orb. And basically this shows you the arrows, shows if there's energy coming in, like in this case energy is coming in, the arrows are pointing out, then that's where you would connect your plug, or your plug to send energy out. So right now we have this flex plug and energy going out, and this is on the DC Draconic core network. And as you can see here, this feeds all the machines that need energy that we're not generating energy from right now. And over here you can see that that's the energy coming in, and we have a point. We jump over here to it, and that's the old Jaxer's network, and you can see that energy is going out from it, meaning it's going into the energy core system. So if we go down and look at the power, and we look here, so like I said, I've added another 6 roosts with a max of 16 chickens in each one of them. They're all maxed out. They feed into this crafter, and it's just making the fuel for us for the petrified fuel generator. When it gets fuel, it powers itself, and then it sends the rest of it up to the Draconic energy core at 46,080 RF per tick. So it's doing pretty good for us right now. You know, we're getting it passively filled up. We're about a third of the way. I think we're at 3 gig RF per, or 3 gigabits. We'll get with this out here. It holds 9 point something giga RF. That's the issue, giga RF. So if we look over here at it, the energy core we want to look at, and we go down here and look at the tier 4. It was 9.88 billion RF, and so right now we've got a little over 3 billion RF in it. Words sometimes, you know, especially in Minecraft, you get these mods, some of the words are a little bit different. It's not something you use every day, even if you play Minecraft every day. But anyhow, this is what we got going on. You know, we completed quite a few of the quests, and like I said, next thing we'll be working on probably is the Draconic fusion. Mom spawner shouldn't be too hard to do if we want to do that. Still haven't looked at the Chaos Dragon yet, but it's something we'll need to do. And then we get into the Wyvern armor, Draconic armor, and the different batteries, the dislocator. The armor, I've never built this. I've always used the Project E armor. I like it quite a bit. You get down here, it's like the ultimate armor where you can fly and all that stuff. You don't need any special rings. But you know, it's pretty grindy. You got to use the Averita crafting system of extreme crafting to do a lot of these things, which is kind of nice. It makes it a little harder to do. This tome of knowledge is kind of, you have to use a transmutation table to make it, so it's really expensive. I would have thought it would be that expensive, but it is. It's what it is. So we'll work with it. I need to get that lilac flower to finish this one, but it's not too big a deal. And then we get into more of the infinity, the extreme type crafting, which takes an exorbitant amount of, if you look at the infinity catalyst itself, exorbitant amount of materials. So it takes all of these items, and these first group probably, it's not too bad. But you get over here to the iron singularity, and it takes 12,200 iron blocks, which, with the chickens we can get there. But some of these things, flux electron block, that 11,000 of them. That's going to be kind of crazy to get to. Diamond. Everybody's familiar with diamonds. A block of diamond, it takes 11,800 blocks of diamond. And all these different materials are used just to make this one infinity catalyst. Of course, that is a quest item, but that's definitely extreme crafting. So let's go back over here and we'll look at what we're talking about. Infinity ingot, infinity armor, and world breaker. Well, that's probably in game, obviously. So definitely we'll get there. Maybe another 20 episodes. But so we still have a long ways to go. And I was talking about batteries over here in Draconic Evolution, and they have those, and Project E has their batteries too, the Klein stars. So I tend to like these just because we can put them into the EMC, use the EMC to charge them up. We don't have to worry about getting power from our Draconic engine or anything. So once we get into actually the next step here in the energy condenser, we'll really need to look at what we can feed it to get the most EMC. And so that's something we'll be looking at doing. But as far as the rest of this episode, I need to look at what we're going to do. Botania is something we probably need to get into because we do need to get some mana items. We have got some from loot chests and loot bags. We've got a few things from those. And then we need to look at the Draconic fusion. That's probably something I want to do because that gets us to the energy condensers and stuff. And then whatever else type of system we want to use. Maybe solar, because we've got quite a few of the solar pieces we can build on top of the sphere, actually, because we went up there and know what we can do now. We'll just need to clear out a little bit of the lava so we have an area to build on, because it's lava, and then actually the lava is the highest level you can build at. So we'll just need to clear out space there. And then whatever types of fuel systems, generators that we want to use to help fill up the energy core. And then, just for far as gameplay of energy, we'll probably go ahead and create the tier 8 energy core sometime. It's not something I expect to fill up because it's almost infinite. It's a big number. And, we've got 2.14 trillion, but, there's no sense. Once we get to this level, we might as well go ahead and build the tier 8. But, okay, guys, I'll decide what we're going to do and for the rest of the episode, and then I'll be back. Okay, guys, while we're doing some other stuff, I thought I'd take the time and set up maybe a room for some of the Botania stuff. And I think we'll do it right over here. See, we got... our dirt down. So we'll put down one more layer here. Oh, didn't need to do that, but we'll take care of that. Yeah, I did it a few more times. We're going to cover it with dirt and grass. Actually, grass is what we're going to cover it with, but I only had one grass. I didn't look for seeds. I probably might have some seeds, but for temporarily. And the reason why I'm doing this, in case you're wondering, like I said, I want to get started with Botania. I have some of the floral fertilizer, and that will allow us to get some of the plants that we need to have to start the Botania. So that's my thinking anyway, guys. Like I said, I'm going to probably work on some more trying to get the crafting set up for Draconic. Got it started, but I need to figure out how to get the max power if I can start out with. You know, when you're grinding and if you got a lot of supplies and materials already, no reason not to go ahead and just max them out so you save time in the long run. And I'm a few blocks short for the dirt. Maybe I'll set a home up over here. But it's a little bit of a run. So I set home. Let's see, we want this home to be call it RF. Okay, we got the grass planted. I could have brought a water can or something to speed up the process for the grass to go, but I think we're fine right now. Let's make sure the light levels look good. Looks good. Shouldn't have any mobs spawning other than these involved Endermen. Let's see if he wants to play. Little trick, you know, they're 3 high, so they can't really get you if you're in a 2x2 area. And they seem not to teleport inside like that one kind of got me. But he's gone. It's the only other thing, these guys are kind of loud. By kind of, I mean super loud. See if we can look at him. Maybe he's out of viewing distance. Okay. Okay, I'll be back while I still work on the power. Actually, let's look at what we need for the Botania. See what they are, but okay, that's what we're going to need. The flowers. We can make one of those. That's pretty simple setup. We're going to need mana pool, which, there we go. We need a living wood and living rock. Okay, in this case, living rock. Okay, so gotta get the flowers, and then that flower will, let's see, that's how we get mana. Okay, we'll be back in a little bit. Alright, we get the grass grown. Let's throw down some of this fertilizer and see what we get. Alright, let's break a few of these. See what kind of flowers we get. May have to make some more of the wow, my inventory's full. Okay. See, we don't need those. We don't need that. And we got a couple more here. Let's see. Alright. See if we got what we needed. I think, what are these? Brown flowers, okay. Alright, that gets us a few of the items that we're going to need. So I need to make the, I don't know if this is the white flower, but anyway. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay guys, we're back. I've got these neutron collectors up here, and we're going to use some eternalist fuel and see what we can get AFK. We'll use 8 of them, and I'll check on that later when we use the watch of flowing time. But for right now, let's go up and check out the Botania section. I did lose a lot of my footage, so I'm re-recording some of these. I have to do a voiceover again, so it's a little bit of a long video to edit and get ready for your guys watching. Anyway, I've got some range extenders here set up in the middle, so it doesn't get me all the way to the doors of each of the section, but I can walk out just a little ways and then I'm good to go. Over here we've got our Botania section set up, you can see, and yeah, I do have a home set up for it over here. I lost all my footage. Okay, we'll look at Botania, and the first thing we need is these pedestals, so it just requires a flower and some regular blocks, so cobblestone and some cobble slabs. We'll use this floor fertilizer. That's what's used to actually get the flowers that we need to start out with. In the pedestal, you actually use flower petals and seeds, just regular like wheat seeds, to do a lot of the seed creation, because we're going to need to create some pure daisies, and that's how you get the living wood and the living stone. So we'll grab out some of it. I'm using this crafting recipe here, and let's get a stack. And we'll go in here and I'll just show you how it works. It works just like regular fertilizer to give flowers. You just place it down in the grass and they grow. And we go ahead and break them up. Don't want to break these, are the mana spreaders. The endoflames. They feed actually the mana spreader. Oops, I broke my pure daisy. We'll replant it in a second. And if you don't get a flower that you need, guys, just go ahead and keep spamming that floral fertilizer. You'll eventually get it. And as you can see here, around each pure daisy, you need 8 blocks. And so we got space in between here, so we can do 8 wood or 8 stone, or 16 total with those 2 different daisies. See the kind of setup I got here? It doesn't take a big room. Infinite water source here. And then I've got the bucket up here and the wand for Botania. And grab the wand down, show you how it works. Basically, it allows you to check, like this Sinnoh Flame, you can see that it's connected to the mana spreader. It's got the check mark by it. And let's get some fuel to feed the Sinnoh Flames. I've been using just a block of coal, which you can use one coal, or you can use a coal block, and we'll just throw it down at the flower. And it looks like the back one got it. Yeah, you see the flame that shoots up, the animation from it. And we've got everything set up now. The mana spreader is directional, so just something to keep in mind. You need to make sure it's pointing to the correct pool, and you need to make sure that the Sinnoh Flames are pointing to the correct side of the mana spreader too. We'll grab some wood and some stone here, and we'll go back and I'll show you how that works. As far as using the pure daisies to get the living wood and living stone. Okay, we're just placing it down like a regular crafting recipe, 8 around the pure daisy, and then we'll put some stone around the other pure daisy here. And like I said, I could just use all stone, or we could use all wood. It doesn't really matter. Just depends on what kind of material you need. Let's try using this acceleration wand. I think they nerfed it. It don't work anymore with the later updates. But yeah, nah, it's not working. We can try the acceleration, or the watch of flowing time, and yeah, you see, definitely it works. So if you need to do a bunch at once, that might be the way to go. But you know, I've got a lot of coal production, so it's easy to get the feed to watch of flowing time now. And you see it spreading here over into the pool. As long as those Sinnoh Flames have fuel, they'll give the mana spreader mana to send to the pool. And I'm just keeping these tools in item frames so they're all together and I don't have to worry about hunting them down. You can kind of see we'll do a little more decoration in that room later. But let's go over to the Draconic infusion area. Like I said, I lost my footage for that, so I'm just going to kind of go through and show you what needs to be done. I have 8 injectors. We're just using the power, the cryoflux, and then the flux points to power it up. And then we can look at what's used to create the different items. That's the basic injector. And then for the next injector, you got to use the infusion. This is actually not the next one. This is the third one, but you can see all the different items. Right now, you see in this recipe, it only takes 7 items. I think there's some items that later that take more, like 10 or more, so that's why I went ahead and created 12 injectors. But you can actually, as long as the recipe allows it, you can use a mix of different levels of injectors too. They don't all have to be Draconic or a certain level to build the craft. But you eventually need to have the higher levels to be able to craft certain things. So it looks like we need to get some materials. I'm not hooked into the inventory system right now. So let's go back over here and get the material set up. Okay, I want to craft up the materials we need, and then we'll be back over to the Draconic, and I'll show you how it's set up. So I might just time-lapse this a little faster.
Okay, we're going to get back over and I'm going to show you how to set this up. You can place one of the items, that's kind of why I separated them on each one, because if the recipe recalls for 4 different blocks of something or 4 different items, you have to have it on each single injector. If it requires, if you want to do multi-crafting, then you could put more items of ones in each one injector, and then we craft it later, as long as you had a hopper underneath the crafting station here, infusion crafting station. As you can see, we got all the different items. It's ready. This is the item that you put in, and then this is the item down here that you're going to get out at the bottom. The injector can be used. So we'll click on start, and the first part is just going to charge. So you can see the animation here. Like I said, if you put a hopper underneath that fusing crafter, you could put stacks of items, and as long as you had enough power and enough items, it would continue crafting those. Like I said, I did lose my original footage, and so that's why you see all these items that are upgraded now. Not all crafting infusion crafting needs the highest tier levels, or any certain besides the basic injector. But if you have it, then it gives you a little heads up, a little less work to do down the road. You've already got it prepared.
Okay guys, I'm back after AFKing a little while and using all the Ethereum fuel in the watch flowing time. As you can see, it's got 0.5 stored. We've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6 stacks. So that's not too bad. At least they get us a good start.